Okay, this is part 34 on this tool chest. I live in a busy street. You will hear cars going up and down, and the phone makes it even louder. So I apologize for that in advance. This is my top that I did last night. This is in its raw state. This is the sample piece that I also did last night, and I've already experimented with it this morning and I've come to a conclusion, but let's go through the experimentation quickly. Someone suggested on my blog that I use a brown paper and burnish the surface, and it'll come up nice and shiny. And you know, if I wanted to come up even shinier, use the wax. Now, when he said shiny, he wasn't referring to gloss in any means. So I did that. There's the Woolies paper bag, and I did it here, and you can see where it's burnished the grain along there, and this here is just the texture that is from the foam brush. Okay, so there's the foam brush, there's the texture, and then I applied some wax to it, and in all honesty, this was what it looked like before the wax, right? And that's what it looks like now after the wax, and all I did was use that. To me, this is unappealing, but you know, mate, thank you very much for your contribution. I love to hear other people's thoughts and ideas, and I try them out. And if I like them, I take them. If I don't, I don't. But for me personally, to my eye, it's not really attractive. So I won't be using that. The second one was using the steel wool with wax on it, and then I buffed it, and you can see where I started and I finished, and this has come up even darker than what it was, and to me this is very much appealing. It gives a true eggshell appearance, and that's just awesome. So that's definitely the go for me. That's going to be the winner. So this other one here, I just used a paper towel and wax, and in all honesty, it's no different to that there. So without the sheen. Oh, there's the sheen there. So that's without the light reflecting on it. That's what it actually looks like. And unfortunately, the light's reflecting on it, but there's no difference between that and that. So the paper towel and wax is a no-go, but the steel wool and the wax is definitely a go. And what I'm totally over the moon with, that I can use the steel wool on this. So right now, it's a rough texture, and it's the nibs again, and that's got to be taken down. And I was really afraid that, thinking because it's, you know, it allows the grain to come through, that it must be, you know, very, very thin and fragile, that if I used the 4O steel wool, that I would sand right through. And the wax, it's not the wax doesn't allow it. Look, first of all, it doesn't happen, so that's great. But the wax lubricates this, and it doesn't leave. See, if I used this on its own without any wax on it, you would get, let's see if I can do it on this. I can't do it on this. I don't want to muck it about. It'll leave, you can see, even just see now. You can see that there? There's a white, like my finger, right there, right? Now, I'm sure probably, it would go away if I applied the wax. But this is a much better way. You put the wax on this, and then you rub it onto the wood, and you'll get this. And you don't have to. For this type of wax. You can rub it off straight away if you wanted to, or you can leave it on for a couple of minutes, and it'll actually become just a little bit more shinier. Not a great deal, but just a little bit more. I've never tried leaving it on for half an hour or an hour before buffing it to see whether or not it would become even shinier. So that's definitely going to be the go for me today. Whether all waxes will work as good as this to get this result, I cannot say, because I just simply don't know. I've tried many waxes in the past. Some are good, some are not so good. Minwax, I've tried Minwax when they used to sell them in Australia. It was okay. It's more of a promotion really than what it is. It's just okay. It's borderline okay. I've just, like I said, I've tried various types, and this one here just seems to really stand out. There's no fingerprint marks, as it says. It's used by the Smithsonian's Institute. It's bloody great. It works on leather. It works. Look at that! Wow. Yeah, I just swear by it. It really does work. But there's probably other waxes out there that are just as good, if not better. I just haven't come across them yet. I wish that they would make a larger tub. I think that's fairly small for the price that they're asking. If they did make a larger tub, I swear I wouldn't look elsewhere. I have to economize like everyone else. So, you're in the business to make a profit, but not for others to make profit on you. And you're not making anything, if you know what I'm saying. So, in terms of this paint, I just can't, praise it enough. I think milk paint is awesome. I've never used it before, never mucked about with it. The results are just, to me, they're outstanding. And, I wouldn't hesitate to use milk paint again and again and again. I think if you make these art and craft stuff, I think it's just awesome. And, even to revamp old furniture, I just would not look past this paint. But having said that, you have to bear in mind, right, because there's always question marks, you have to bear in mind that this is not a true milk paint. It's called milk paint, But a true milk paint is made from powder, is made from actual milk. I've seen the process just briefly. I've abandoned trying to make it because I just thought this is just too much. They used to sell them. They probably still do in some parts, but the links that I saved in my favorites, those businesses are gone, and that's several. Quality businesses, and I must add that they were, high quality businesses. These are people that lived out on the farms. These are the people that made this milk paint from scratch. But unfortunately, Australia is a tough gig. It's a tough country to get through. It's the interest isn't there like it is in America. The just that's what it is. The interest just isn't there and the fact that the milk paint, true milk paint, is expensive. You got those two recipes, no interest, expensive. Why bother? People just like to buy things in the can. They don't want to mix it. They don't want this. They don't want that. I don't know what people want anymore. They're a funny breed. They just want everything done for them. Some quick, easy tip solution to everything. So, in Bunnings, there is this Rust-Oleum milk paint, and next to it, there's another one. It's not milk paint at all, but they give you a real, well, they give you like this, and like this paint. It's a true eggshell appearance. But that's according to what I've seen on the sample, whatchamacallit, on the samples that they painted. Anyway, this by Porter Paints, very expensive. They got multiple colors, but with Rust-Oleum, unfortunately, there isn't, which is really, really sad. Or maybe there is, and Bunnings just doesn't stock the products. You can see that Porter Paints is throwing in a lot more money, so they're trying to be dominant, and that isn't the reason why you should use them. But from what I've seen on the samples, it comes out like that. So maybe that is a better option. I don't know. But having said that okay, it comes out like that. But look, I can see the grain. And I don't think that the Porter Paint one would reveal the grain from underneath, because it's not a milk paint. Even though this is not a true milk paint, there is still milk in it. There is still some level of ingredients in it, but it doesn't allow it to go off. Okay, so that's what the difference is. Milk paint, true milk paint, will go off. I don't know how long. I think a week, something like that. I'm not quite sure. I'm not 100% sure, but it will go off within a very, very short period of time. And how much you make is what you've got to use. Otherwise, you're going to end up throwing it away. So you don't make a hell of a lot. And you know what? Maybe that is a better route to take. Whether the true milk paint will give me this look, I don't know. And until I do buy it and try it, I will never know. So all I know is that this is non-toxic. That's all I know. And even though it's got some latex in it, but I'll have a read of the can and I'll see whether or not it is truly kids friendly or environment friendly. But again, I just can't praise this paint enough. I'm just in love with it. It's just beautiful. And if I was making like this art and crafty stuff, then wow, man, I'll be definitely using it. And you know, it's really starting to, I'm really starting to think about these things now. Maybe that's what I should get into. All right. I'll make, one more video, and that's when I apply this stuff, and then you can see the end result. And then I'll just post pictures of the tools, or maybe I'll just make the video with the tools in it as well. And that'll be it. All right, thanks for watching.